Well, actually, whenever I first got put up for this, it was a mistake. I was actually sent through the part of Arthur. So I'd kind of received the scenes for Arthur, and hadn't received the full script, so I just received the scenes and I'd read through them. I know you think you hear a series called Merlin, everyone assumes it's about an old Merlin and about a young Arthur, so I thought, oh, a young King Arthur, I can see that. Arrived at the audition, had prepared all the scenes, and it was a mistake that actually wanted to see me for the part of Merlin. So whenever I arrived there, it was a bit of a mix-up, and they kind of handed me scenes for Merlin at the last minute, and I had 5 minutes to read over them, and so it was a bit. So the kind of start of it was a bit muddled, but once I got the scripts through and read them all, I got really excited about it, and as the process goes on, you get more and more attached to it. So I was just really hoping that I would get the part, and I was lucky enough to do that. Okay. Merlin, without the beard, is not the experienced wizard and warlock that everyone knows. He is a bit of a loose cannon. You know, I don't even think Merlin knows what to expect of himself a lot of the time. You know, he will end up doing these things, throwing himself into ridiculous situations that he can't get out of, and normally ends up resorting to something that involves a very complicated form of magic that he has to use undercover. Obviously without being noticed in Camelot.
How did you do that? Did you incant a spell in your mind?
I don't know any spells.
So what did you do?
He's going to be a lot more energetic than the old bearded Merlin, and of course he's got a lot to learn, and the audience learn it all with him, and I think that's what's important about this, is the journey that he makes to get to the point that everyone knows. There is a tension between Uther and Merlin, and I don't think it's magic related, but to be fair, I think there's quite a lot of tension between a lot of characters in Uther, because he is the king, and anyone feels nervous around him, especially Merlin.
Thomas James Collins is adjudged guilty of conspiring to use enchantments and magic. And pursuant to the laws of Camelot, I, Uther Pendragon, have decreed that such practices are banned, on penalty of death.
Just recently, been thrown into a few scenes and a few scenarios where I've had to defend Arthur and plead Uther to not be harsh on him, and it fails miserably.
It was me. It was me who used magic to kill Gwen's father. Gwen is not the sorcerer. I am.
When you're stood in front of someone like Anthony Head, never mind King Uther, you're not going to win. And Merlin very rarely does when he's dealing with Uther.
My servant fought...
Your servant? You make these outrageous accusations against a knight on the word of your servant?
I believe he's telling the truth.
My lord, am I really to be judged on some hearsay from a boy?
I've seen those snakes come alive.
How dare you interrupt? Guards!
I think the great thing about this show is that each episode is so completely different from the next. You've obviously got this sort of thread of the character relationships going right through, but there's a completely new storyline, completely different each week. I mean, I can't, I'm reading the scripts myself and can't believe how different each one is.
Here?
Told you to keep moving. Come on. Run. You want some moving target practice?
Hey, come on, that's enough.
What?
You've had your fun, my friend.
Do I know you?
I'm Merlin.
So I don't know you?
No,
Yet you called me friend.
that was my mistake.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. I'd never have a friend who could be such an ass.
Yes, Arthur and me get off to a pretty rough start. I end up insulting him, not realising who he is. Therefore, that does not go down well with Arthur at all. He's the king's son, he's the prince of Camelot. Merlin should not have done what he did to him.
Tell me, Merlin, do you know how to walk on your knees?
No,
Would you like me to help you?
I wouldn't if I were you.
Why? What are you going to do to me?
You have no idea.
Be my guest. Come on. Come on. Come on.
From the get-go, it's a no-go with Arthur. Once they're forced into a situation where they have to be together, i.e. Merlin gets made Arthur's servant, I think they can't help but like each other's quirks. I think if you spend any amount of time with someone, you're going to end up, you know, having a likability with them. And I think the thing with Merlin and Arthur is it's a very slow process. Arthur will not give Merlin many chances for what he did in the first place.
Oh, don't run away.
From you?
Oh, thank God. Thought you were deaf as well as dumb.
Look, I've told you you're an ass. I just didn't realise you were a royal one. Oh, what are you going to do? Get your daddy's men to protect you?
But what's nice is that we're getting to a stage where Merlin is really, really trying to be his friend. He really wants to be his friend, and Arthur doesn't often give him many chances. He may do. I hope he does.
How small you are for such a great destiny.
Why? What do you mean? What destiny?
Your gift, Merlin, was given to you for a reason.
So there is a reason.
Arthur is the once and future king who will unite the land of Albion.
Right.
But he faces many threats, from friend and foe alike.
I don't see what this has to do with me.
Everything. Without you, Arthur will never succeed. Without you, there will be no Albion.
No. No, you've got this wrong.
There is no right or wrong. Only what is and what isn't.
I'm serious. If anyone wants to go and kill him, they can go ahead. In fact, I'll give them a hand.
None of us can choose our destiny, Merlin.
That's a huge shock for Merlin to find out his destiny is to protect Arthur, and to see that he becomes, you know, the king. It's unthinkable for Merlin, because, of course, all he knows of Arthur is that he's just this idiot who's a bully and who humiliated him, and for Merlin, that to begin with, that's a little hard to take on. But he's the sort of person who will accept this, and although it's something that's maybe he will reluctantly do, he'll do it with all his heart, and he'll put it all in.